Hare Krishna, we're gonna make Semolina Halwa today. So I have about 300 grams of butter. We're gonna use, the butter is half the quantity of how much semolina you use. So I'm using 300 grams of butter. So that's one, that's two, and that is three. I'm going to wait for the butter to melt before I add semolina. Okay, so that's 300 grams of butter right there. Okay, butter is nicely melted. I'm adding the semolina. So I added 300 grams butter, so I'm adding 600 grams semolina. One, two, three. Okay, and we need to fry this till it becomes nice golden brown, and you should be able to smell the semolina. It should be nicely cooked and it should be brown. And you need to keep stirring, otherwise it will burn. It will take about 15 minutes, so I'm going to keep stirring and then I'll come back in 15 minutes. Okay, when the semolina is cooking in another pot, I'm going to add sugar. And it's the same quantity as how much I added semolina. So I added 600 grams semolina, I'm adding 600 grams sugar. So that's one, two, three. A little bit extra. And I'm gonna add some raisins here, black raisins. I'm going to add water. So water will be double the quantity of how much sugar I added. So 600 grams, so it will be like 1.2 liters. So I put this is 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's, and then I'm on this, and then I'll let this come to a boil while this is cooking. Okay, we are back. Water is boiling nicely. I'm adding a little bit of cardamom powder to the boiling water. This is nice and brown now, not burnt, starting to burn. Maybe we reduce the heat a little bit. And then I'm going to add this boiling water to this. Okay, so I need to find a towel right there. Okay, so I'm going to add this water, boiling water or syrup with the cardamom powder to it. We add little bit at a time. Mix. We add little bit at a time and keep mixing so that the semolina will nicely absorb the water. Okay. You can see that the semolina is nicely absorbing all the water now, and it has raisins, cardamom, sugar. It will be like pudding consistency after we are done adding all the water. I'm going to on this and keep it in like low heat, and I'll keep adding the water. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the water. Even though it looks watery, it will absorb all the water. The semolina will absorb all the water. Okay, you can see it's becoming thicker and thicker as it starts cooking. And I'll add the rest of the water, and we're going to leave it in the stove for about 1 or 2 minutes till the water is nicely absorbed, and then we are done. I know it looks a little watery, but it will become thicker as we keep cooking. Make sure that there are no lumps, and we'll keep cooking for about 1 or 2 minutes, and we'll come back in 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, it has been 1 minute. You can see it's nice and thick. The semolina has absorbed all the water. The sultans are raisins. They are nice and pulp. So our suji halwa is ready. If you want, you can add some fruits on top like mangoes. I'm adding some berries. I like berries. They're fresh berries. I'm just adding them on top. It gives that citrus flavor. And And then this is now ready for offering. Nice consistency. There's lots of butter, lots of sugar, lots of love, and it's ready for Krishna's plate. Hare Krishna. I also want to show you this. See how it's not sticking to the bottom? You look at the bottom, it's peeling away from the bottom. So the measurements are very important, you know. Equal amounts of semolina and sugar, and then half the quantity of butter and double the quantity of water. So that's the measurement if you want to remember. So semolina and sugar equal quantity, half quantity butter, double quantity water. And you can see how it is not sticking to the bottom and it's peeling away. Hare Krishna.